Hi, everybody. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. I just went live a minute or two before we're scheduled here, just to let everybody log in and join the conversation. Oh, hi, Lisa. Hi, Shannon. Happy to see you guys here. So I'm just going to say hello to some people as you jump on here as we get ready for this transmission today from the Pleiadians. Hi, everybody. So glad to see you all. So glad to be here with you all today. John is here with me, sitting by my side here. We might take some questions in the comments. We'll see how things go. So if we do take questions, John will facilitate that for me. I'm just going to check in with him to make sure his technology is working. Everything working well on your end? Okay. I'm going to. Great. Yeah. So, all right. Well, why don't you just be on your phone then? Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, I'm happy to see so many of you here. Thank you. Yay. Look at all of you beautiful beings that are jumping in and joining us, which is so fantastic. Everybody can hear me okay, yes? Shout out there in the comments for me, would you please, and let me know that you can hear me, that the sound is working. Somebody give me a yes in the comments there, would you please? Yay, thank you. Thanks, Aaron, Lynn. Perfect. Okay, thank you all. I always forget about the delay, right? I asked if y'all could hear me, and then there was silence on your end. But that's because there's like a, now look at all the beautiful yeses. There's like a 10-second delay, I think. Okay, so I'm not sure how long we're gonna go here. Oh, anywhere from maybe a half hour to 45 minutes. We'll see what happens today. It's my intention to let the Pleiadians and Ursula share with you their perspective on what's happening right now with the coronavirus and both our collective creation of it, our collective response to it, and how we all can best operate at this time to both keep ourselves in a state of well-being and health and joy, and also continue to operate as creator beings and benefit from this period of time. So I'm going to let them come in and talk with you all for a bit. They're going to offer at some point a clearing process for clearing of trauma that's being activated at this time, and an activation of well-being in the body. And we'll see where we're at that point as far as time, and see if some additional questions come in from all of you. All right, so for those of you who are hearing me channel for the first time, thanks for coming in and having this experience. You're going to hear my voice change a bit now as the Pleiadians come through directly. Greetings, this is the Pleiadian Collective, and as always, it is so wonderful to connect with all of you beautiful universal beings of light and love. So just take a breath. Inhale and exhale gently, putting your attention on yourself and your body. And just let yourself really tune in right now to exactly where it is you're at. Just give yourself some room and some space here to slow it all down, to slow yourself down as you feel, as you breathe, as you experience yourself exactly as you are right in this moment. So we're really pulling you right into the moment right now, right into this particular moment at hand. And just breathe and observe how easy it is for you to simply exist here in the moment, or perhaps how challenging it is for you to be here in this moment. What's your head doing? Where are your thoughts going? Are you drifting off? Are you worrying? Are you anxious? Are you projecting? Are you in fantasy? Are you spiritually bypassing? Are you up and out of your body? Where are you right now, right? Just put your attention on yourself and invite yourself in, right in, right into your center, right into your heart centers, and right into your third chakras as well. And as you inhale and exhale gently right now, connect with your beauty from within. Connect with your heart. Connect with your third chakra. Connect with your higher self from within. Connect with your third dimensional identity from within. And perceive both as one and the same. All right, so this event that you have happening on your world right now, that you're calling the coronavirus, that's gone global, is doing a number of things for collective humanity. So we're going to just share our perspective on that, on what's being facilitated here in your collective growth, and then we're going to offer again a clearing and an activation. So first and foremost, this global pandemic, which is what you're calling it, right? That's when something goes global and feels out of control, right? This is out of control, this virus. So this global pandemic that you have happening is simply the integration of new information into your heart chakras. That's the way we want you to perceive this moving forward. The virus itself is simply information, as is everything in this reality, right? We are all consciousness, or information is just a form of consciousness. The virus, it's not an enemy. It is not something to be defeated. It is not something to fight. It is information that is coming into your collective awareness to facilitate heart chakra opening and awareness, which is why it's having such a dramatic effect and impact on the lungs of some of the beings on your world that have taken the information into their bodies, the information via the form of the virus. It is first and foremost meant to be a heart chakra awakener, a heart chakra opener, a heart chakra unifier on your world. Because what this information is giving you via your heart centers is that no matter what country you live in, no matter what your religion is, no matter what your skin color is, no matter what your gender is, no matter what your sexual orientation is, on, no matter any of those things, all of you now are unified in your experience of this information. Just take a breath right now and feel into the reunification that is happening on Earth right now as a result, as a byproduct of the information coming in via this virus, in the form of this virus. Just tune into that. Tune into the collective experience you are all having right now. It is dramatic that you are all finding yourself in this same moment. It's extremely dramatic. Yes, we know that. Part of the drama is in the realization of the discarding of the illusion of separation and the accessing of the truth that you are all connected. Let yourselves feel into that connection. Let yourselves feel into your greater energetic connection and awareness and the love that exists between you all simply as inhabitants of this planet, this galaxy, this universe. So the information, of course, that you're getting from your governments is the way to deal with this is to isolate yourselves, is to separate yourselves out. And as far as physical transmission of the disease, there's absolutely some truth in this. Yes, right? That if you slow it all down and separate yourselves out physically, give yourselves some space here physically from one another, that will slow the negative impact of this information. That'll slow the dramatization of the negativity of this experience, the pain, the suffering, those who are struggling with this information. But the last thing you need to be doing right now is disconnect from the collective. It is of utmost importance that from an energetic standpoint, you intend to stay even more connected than ever before to every speck of consciousness existing on your world. So let yourselves really breathe into your bodies right now. Breathe some light into your bodies. Exhale that light all throughout your bodies. And as you do that, feel your energetic and telepathic connections with everyone around you via your heart chakras. And feel the heart chakra as the conduit for healing in this experience. That as you transmit more love and as you receive more love via the portal technology in your heart chakra, as you stay connected in this way, you participate in a collective raising of the vibration of humanity, which allows for a quicker resolution to the physical drama that is playing out on your world. So when you hear things like social distance, that's fine, right? You have to do what feels right to you in the moment. And if that is what is slowing the rate of physical transmission on your world, operating from that place is absolutely fine. But do not shut yourselves off emotionally, energetically, mentally from all of the beings on your worlds. Now, the one thing you can engage with directly, physically, without triggering any fear of transmission, right? Any fear of potentially offering this information to another human who will have a difficult time processing the information in their bodies and will find their heart chakras being negatively affected. One of the things you can easily do is physically interact with those that you are already in direct contact with in your space. So we're recommending higher levels of affection right now between you and the other humans that you cohabitate with, you and the other beings you cohabitate with in animal form, right? So really love up your pets right now. And then the other area that you can have direct physical contact and connection with is nature. We're going to recommend that you spend as much time as you possibly can right now outside, connecting with the higher vibratory energy that already exists, that's being offered to you by the elementals, the devas, all of your plant life, the sun, the air, the elements, etc. Really, every day, multiple times a day, get yourself outside right now, outdoors, and just spend a couple minutes grounding, connecting to the earth, and breathing, right? Really breathing in all of that higher vibrational information and energy right into your bodies. Just take a breath right now, and you can kind of remotely give yourself that experience right in this moment. You can give yourself the sensory memory, the sense memory of having that right now, and feel how calming that is to you. All right, and that's another piece we want to talk about. It is also really important that you all slow down, right? That you slow yourselves down right now. You're getting a lot of information, you're getting a lot of data. It's triggering a tremendous amount of deeply held, untransmuted traumas and fears, much of which exists from other lifetime experiences. And that's causing a lot of you to react and respond really quickly, race about your reality, trying to get things all together, get things all in order, get things all in alignment. And when you're racing around in that way, what you do is you completely take yourself out of that higher vibrational state that is possible for you. You then open yourself up more easily to dropping out of your heart chakras and then having trouble with this viral information coming into your heart chakras, meaning your body has a negative response to it. And then you also miss the many, many opportunities that will be presenting themselves to you all for help, healing, connection, transcendence of this very experience. So if you receive a piece of data and that data triggers a fear in your body, and then your reaction to that is to get in your car and go take care of a bunch of stuff, we're going to say, just stop, take a breath. Breathe into your heart, find that higher vibratory experience within your own body. Move slowly then in the world throughout your day. You are creating, on some level, a collective timeout for yourselves. And it is in part facilitating all of you syncing up with a higher timeline that you landed on the winter solstice, the solstice at the end of December of 2019. So this collective time out here that you're experiencing is really giving you all the opportunity to heal, transmute trauma, tend to that what needs to be tended to within your energetic structures, and then align with this higher reality. where you then do begin to collectively create a reality that is more harmonious for all of humanity, for all of consciousness on your world, not just humanity, but your interactions and your engagement with the natural world itself, with your plant life, with your animal life, with the elements, with all of consciousness and the way it is expressing itself on your world. All right, so let's talk about the fear piece right now that's being activated and triggered in you all. Let's have you transmute some underlying traumas right now. So we're going to have you run through a process here, and then we're going to have you activate the vibratory rate of well-being in your bodies, and then we'll take some questions in the chat. So just first, put your attention on your breath right now. Just inhale and exhale gently. And as you're breathing, give yourself permission to find in your bodies, your physical body, your emotional body, your energetic body, your mental body, find your fears related to this global pandemic. We stressed it right now. We're trying to trigger you. Epidemic, pandemic, death, disease, disconnection, suffering, pain, loss, grief. You've all been there again and again and again. Whether it be war, whether it be simple life, right? Just the experience of life, the third dimensional game, whether it be another epidemic, another pandemic, whether it be experiences on this planet or experiences elsewhere in the universe. Let yourself get in touch with it. Whatever it is that is being triggered and activated right now by the current events, whatever it is you're holding still within your data banks, feel it. Feel it fully and freely without judgment as you breathe. Notice where you're feeling it in your body. Notice the emotion that is a part of it. Notice any visual impressions you might be receiving, flashes of memories. Notice a sense of knowing you may be accessing also flashes of memory. Just notice what you're noticing now as you're feeling. Feel, experience fully without judgment. And now begin to observe yourself as you feel. And remember to breathe. So the 3DU is feeling fully, and you've brought your fifth dimensional consciousness online from within as you observe. And breathe. And now simply accept yourself exactly as you are. Don't wish to feel better. Don't wish for the fear to leave. Love the versions of you sitting in fear even more via your self-acceptance. And as you do this, as you step more deeply within yourself here in your relationship with yourself, in this space of self-acceptance, A transmission of unconditional love begins to run in your energetic structure. You can feel it and experience it like golden light from within. And that unconditional love begins to interact with any version of you in any moment of time and space that needs it, offering healing, clearing to these other versions of yourself as this you receives it as well. And just continue to breathe here as you're vibrating in this state of unconditional love. Notice that you're still in your bodies, very much in your bodies, and yet at the same time now you feel lighter from within. Tune into your own lightness of being. Go right into your heart chakras. Activate first the vibratory rate of compassion. Let that compassion run. Compassion first for yourself and all versions of you, and then compassion for all that exists. And now tune into the vibrations of health, vitality, and well-being in your body. Notice where they exist. Health. Where are you able to easily access your health in your body? Vitality. Where are you able to easily access vitality in your body? Well-being. Where does that sit within you? And with every inhalation of breath, magnify these experiences in your body. And with every exhalation, just kind of let that vibration fan out throughout the rest of your structure. So with every inhalation of breath, you're magnifying health, vitality, and well-being from within. And with every exhalation of breath, you're sending that experience, that information, that data to all aspects of yourself, not just this you on this timeline, but every you on any timeline you have ever existed on in this lifetime and any other incarnation, past, present, and future. Remember, you're working with future versions of you as well right now as you do this work. And give them colors. What color is the vibration of health to you? What color is the vibration of vitality to you? And what color is the color of well-being to you? And if you find yourself feeling lacking, not able to access one of these vibratory rates, look for that color around you. Look for it physically in the room around you. Look for it in the energetic expressions around you. Ask for that color to present itself to you, to remind yourself of the ease you have in accessing health, vitality, and well-being. All right, so we're going to offer you now the opportunity to ask us some questions. John is going to help us here. Nora doesn't want to break out of the channeling state right now. So if you'd like to ask a question about what's happening right now on Earth, we're going to keep it to this subject matter. You can go ahead and post that question here in the chat, and we'll take those questions now. We can talk about one other thing while some of your questions are loading in, and perhaps, John, you can scroll back through and see if any questions have already been posted. We want to talk about the hoarding piece that's happening right now. And we want to offer you a perspective that's going to allow you to both have some compassion as you're experiencing watching what's happening on your world with those around you. So the beings who are hoarding are clearly having that experience as a response to their fear, right? The hoarding behavior is a manifestation of unhealed trauma within themselves, most likely from lifetimes when they did starve or die of some kind of disease or die during wartime or witnessed another dying. And we know that toilet paper has been a big issue for you all on your world. Yes, right? The hoarding of toilet paper. And it's kind of become a joke, and you're being as light about it as you can be while you're dealing with the reality of this. And of course, you're not going to run out. But every single one of you certainly have had a lifetime where you did experience that exact set of circumstances. People are afraid they're not going to have toilet paper right now because they've already lived a life where that happened. You have already absolutely lived an experience where that happened. So let yourself just tune into that truth within your body and that truth within the collective, and that can help you both feel more compassion for those who are kind of running around like crazy. And also, when you do that, when you hold that compassion, then of course the solutions you need in the moment will more easily present themselves. Okay, this is Nora. I'm going to break out here for a second. You're right there, John. John. Yes, I know. Okay, you want to read them to me? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do some questions now, maybe for the next 10 or 15 minutes or so. Yeah.
Usually I'm like on the other side of the house. Being in the room with you while you're doing this, it's like, oh my god, it's like a freight train of energy coming through. It's like,
I don't know if you can all hear John right now because I'm on my on my microphone.
Yeah, someone said they could hear me.
All right. This is the Pleiadians. We're going to take Michelle's question right now. How long will this panic and fear about the virus last? Yeah, we can't really tell. There are a lot of probable timelines for you all right now. What we can see for sure right now is the potential looks like it's going to appear to get a bit worse before it gets better, right? Like you're certainly on that timeline right now. And even though it's going to appear to look worse, what you've got to remember is the facilitation of what's happening in your heart chakras and the collective shift on your timelines is really going to benefit you all, right? So as your fear comes up around this and the amount of time that it's taking for this to play out will remind you again to slow yourselves down as much as you can, right? This is Nora. Yeah, I'm really watching my own energy during this experience, and I'm really listening, right? Like I did a little bit of grocery shopping on Wednesday, and I could just feel coming into Wednesday in my body, oh, this is the correct day for me to get in my car and go. And I had some resistance going. I didn't really want to leave the valley on Wednesday, but I knew intuitively that that was the correct action for me to take. And I had a pretty effortless experience. And yes, everyone was sold out of toilet paper, but I didn't really need toilet paper on Wednesday. So that wasn't an issue for me at the time. But it definitely allowed me to observe what was already beginning in the collective. So you've got to listen to yourself right now. You know, if you're not planning on running an errand or doing something for yourself, and then you suddenly get a really strong, clear guidance, ah, it's for my highest good to take care of this for me and or my family right in this moment. Trust that guidance. Trust your guidance. Okay, travel. Shannon's asking about travel state to state, or should we take it on a case by case basis? This is the Pleiadians. Yes, you're going to need to take everything right now, very much in the moment, very much what your internal guidance is telling you. We're going to say, and this is going to be really, really challenging for you all, the less leaving of your homes for a period of time, the less transmission, physical transmission of the negative effects of this virus. This is true. It's just playing out in third dimensional factual reality that this is a true experience for you all. The more you surrender to that, surrender doesn't mean giving up. Surrender means releasing your resistance and your need to fight, right? The more you surrender and open up to this moment at hand that is saying to you, it is for your highest good to stay put, to stay at home, to stay grounded within your home space, and yet still connected, fully connected, energetically, emotionally, virtually, to all of collective humanity, the more quickly you're going to move through this. Okay, John. Okay, yeah, Doreen is saying they can't hear you. So, yeah, I'll repeat. All right, what do you have there?
All right, well, while you were talking, Emily asked a question, Carolyn, these are similar. I'll just read them to you. You can repeat
Just,
them.
yeah.
Right, Emily says, do we get the information from the virus, even if we don't get the virus per se, get sick?
Yes, this is the Pleiadians. We're just going to jump on this. So Emily is asking, are you all receiving the information that's coming in via the virus, even if you don't actually contract the virus yourself, if you don't carry it, or if you don't get sick? Yes, absolutely. You are all one, right? So anything that any one of you experiences, all of you are experiencing at the same time. So you do not have to be a carrier of the virus or have a physical interaction with the virus to receive the benefit that this is facilitating in your heart chakra connections and upgrades that are occurring, as well as pulling collective humanity to this higher timeline. The reason some are having the specific reactions in their bodies that they're having to the virus, and the reactions are really varied, right? You're having some earthlings with very mild reaction or response to it, and then other earthlings with very dramatic reactions and responses. So a lot of that has to do with karma, has to do with timelines, individual timelines, right? There are some beings who are simply using this as their means to exit their bodies because they had come up on the timeline that they had created for themselves prior to incarnation when it was time for them to go. So this is their exit point. This is their exit strategy. If it weren't this, they would have used something else. So yes, that is part of the reason why, and the reason you have so much information about the beings leaving their bodies as a result of this virus right now is because from a percentage standpoint, it is a little bit higher than normal on your world. So there's a lot of information about that, and we know that that piece is particularly scary to a lot of you. So we'll remind you that You can't leave your body by accident. You will only always leave your body at that juncture on your timelines where there is that opening for you to go. And you all have multiple exit strategies for yourselves planned prior to incarnation, right? You all have a number of different moments when you can leave. So that's also why you're seeing some of the deaths here, that you're seeing all of the deaths really as a result of this virus. It's simply that exit point for that particular being, no matter their age or their health condition coming into having the virus. And then, yes, of course, it is true that those who are already compromised physically in different ways and those that are existing aligned with older bodies are struggling with this more, as they would anything else, right? As they would any other kind of illness they would be interacting with. Okay, what's next?
Then Carolyn asks, does that imply that this virus is born of light and love? That doesn't seem right. Or is the unification a benefit we can leverage from what was caused by something else? And I just wanted to add, can the Pleiadians go into what exactly is a virus? It definitely seems they have consciousness.
Yep. All right, so Carolyn is asking if the virus itself is born of light and love, or if it's negative, right? And if it's just the byproduct is a light and love experience. And then John wants to know what the virus is itself. All right, this is the Pleiadians here. So everything in this universe is love. Everything is love. Take a breath. The virus is love. The worst politician you can think of right now is love incarnate. Love is the building blocks for everything in this reality. Period. End of story. All that exists is love. Love then wears a different costume. It wears either the costume of light, costume of darkness, or the gray area, right? And that's really the truth of all of the experience of the polarity is you are not one or the other, you are everything. But there are times when you're more obviously displaying light, meaning information, or darkness, meaning hiding of information, right? Suppression of information, manipulation, lying, etc. So what this love in the form of this virus is doing, love in the form of the virus, right? Breathe into that. Again, not something to fight, not something to battle, not something to kill. You don't want to kill. You want to gain what there is to be learned from the information contained from within. And one of the things the virus is showing you all are the many, many dysfunctions in your global systems, no matter which country you're living in. This virus is acting as a highlighter for information and the need for global change, economic change, climate change, restructuring of all of your systems, and a higher respect for human life, a higher respect for consciousness. So it's operating in that way for you all. So no, it's not bad. It's not negative. It's love. But it's certainly showing you these distortions in your reality, distortions that can be interpreted as dark, shadowy, manipulative. You can see the way it was handled. And look at the way the discussion was handled about it because of your economic markets, right? Specifically in the United States. You had the mainstream media blatantly lying to the population as a way to try to quell the economic fears, because of course that was upmost for some who are dealing with this experience and some who are reacting to the experience. And the virus says, no, not so fast. That information is not accurate. Yeah, this is Nora. I was watching a couple of just clips of news reports, right, of these news shows, news programs that are all about the market and the economy, and you had these reporters and pundits, right, and personalities, really, people who are paid a lot of money to manipulate information. You had them saying like, "Oh, it's being contained, it's fine, nothing to, go about your normal day, go spend money, do whatever you want," and that was a manipulation. That was not to encourage us to be in a freer space. That was to encourage people to continue to invest in the stock market. So, there wasn't a big economic panic, but the virus was like, nope, that is not true. This is not the truth. So the virus is really operating in a lot of ways as a truth teller, right? And that way it's being very effective for us all. Okay, John, who else do we have here?
Okay. Hang on a second.
Oh, his phone is blitzing. Let's see if I can find something. From Sherry, do you foresee widespread temporary closure of all business or the breakdown of essential services, and so on, US and Canada? All right, this is the Pleiadians here. So we see that there's certainly going to be a major slowdown in your economic reality for a period of time, just as there is going to be a slowdown for everything. As far as a total breakdown in your services, no. That looks very unlikely at this time. Now, we don't love giving predictions, and of course, anything and everything is possible. And if what you all collectively decide you need is for that level of disruption right now, then that's what you'll give yourselves. But it does not look to us right now like that is the timeline you're running. It's looking like the more of you tune in, the more of you that jump into your hearts, the more of you that begin to connect energetically around using this experience for the greater good of humanity, the less likely it's going to be there's going to be that kind of bigger disruption. Now, this will be used to facilitate the creation of higher systems for all of you. Absolutely, right? There's a strong likelihood of that. It's one of the reasons, again, the virus is existing. It's a truth teller. It's letting you all see what works and what does not on your world, and much of what has been happening on your world has not been working, right? So this is something else for you all to be aware of. Look at how quickly most of you have fallen in line here, right? Very quickly, you all have just nodded your heads in agreement with, yeah, we need to stop our lives right now and readjust. You've been waiting for something like this for quite some time now. And you're getting ahead of it, a lot of you, in your consciousness already, right? You've already done a lot of work to pave the way for these higher systems to come online that will create all of consciousness equally, where you see a dramatic reduction in the polarity and a real valuing of consciousness, whether it be expressed in human form, plant form, animal form, or otherwise. So just breathe into that right now and let yourselves in this moment feel a sense of gratitude that you both are willing to accept it all, right? That you've all stepped into acceptance as quickly as you have. And number two, that it's opening the door for real physical manifestation of higher systems. The other thing we want to recommend to you all right now is that you be as helpful as you possibly can to one another. That will raise your vibration, put you in your heart chakras, and that will keep your immune system stronger. Okay, let's just take one more question here, John.
Sorry, there's several questions. I'll try to lump them together.
Yeah.
One person was Diana wants to know about dealing with allergies, about being out in nature, healthy, non-medication ways. And then I think Susan was asking about like just general diet and health.
Great, perfect. Okay, so the y'all would like to know about diet, health, kind of general health, overall health, best ways, best things to do to keep yourselves healthy, and allergic responses out in nature as a part of using nature to facilitate staying in that healthier space. All right, this is the Pleiadians here. So, whatever you know works for you via strengthening your immune system, use that right now, right? There are a couple of things that work for all of you always, regardless of what works for you specifically. And based on your genetic lines and your past life experiences, different things are going to work for different beings. So you have to really kind of play with this. And a lot of you have done this already, right? So you know what supports your immune system. So give yourselves that. Give yourselves the things that support your immune system. We can tell you Nora is using colloidal silver, high doses of vitamin C, particular other kinds of herbs that she knows works to support her immune system via teas and tinctures. So that's her, that's what she's putting into her body right now to support that which already exists. But the core of your immune system, you have to remember this, is energetic first, right? So you've got to be able to activate from within that vibratory rate of health, vitality, and well-being, and then pair the activations of those vibrations with the taking of something that supports your immune system. Drink a tremendous amount of water right now. Water works on you both physically and energetically as something that very quickly moves information through your body. And there's nothing better than using water to facilitate the elimination of information that is creating disharmony within your form. Sunshine. Sunshine you will find to be extremely effective in helping you all feel more lit from within, which will also then go a long way in helping you to either stay healthy, or if you do take the information of the virus into your body, right? So we want to say this. If you do contract the virus and have symptoms, you have not failed, right? You cannot look at this as, if I get sick, I've failed, I'm not as spiritual as I should be, I'm not as much of a guide as I should be, I have no business being a healer. None of that. You're going to give yourself exactly the experience you need to have here. And embracing what you create within yourself is not going to make you sicker. Embracing yourself exactly where you're at puts you in a more empowered place to then deal with yourself, because you're accepting your moment at hand. And we all in this universe can only be empowered and operate as creator beings in the moment. That's it. This is all you have, is this moment. Embrace your current moment exactly as you are to be the most empowered version of yourself when it comes to the virus and everything else you're experiencing in your life. Now, as far as reacting to nature, allergies, it's a little bit of a different subject, right? We know a lot of you, especially as springtime is coming here, will deal with seasonal allergies. And those allergies may start to come online, and that may trigger in you some fear about the coronavirus, may cause you to think that you're actually experiencing the coronavirus. So use that experience to help you clear deeply held trauma, right? If you do have allergies and suddenly you start to feel a sore throat and you have sensation in your lungs, right? Go in, run your fear clearing processes, sit in nature and experience gratitude that your reaction to the natural environment is giving you the opportunity to clear on this level. And then know that if it works for you, right? If it's within your consciousness to go find a facility where you can be tested just to discern whether or not you are carrying the information of the virus in your body, then take that step. Having the information is not going to make you sick, right? There's some magical thinking on your world that if you say, "Oh, I know for sure I have a cold," or "I know for sure I have the coronavirus," that's going to make it worse in your body. No, the knowledge never makes anything worse. Knowledge does not make things worse ever, right? You have got to shine a light on everything right now. Give yourselves permission to know everything that you possibly can, and then deal with your reactions and your responses. All right, just take a breath here, everyone. We've so enjoyed our time with you and love you and appreciate all of you beautiful beings of light and love. When you need help, if you're in a position where you feel like you need help, put that request for help in your energetic field, right? Like you're broadcasting. Put that in those transmitters that exist in your field. Help. I need help with this, whatever this thing is, or in general, just put that request there and then notice the opportunity, the door opening, notice the help when it arrives. Don't expect it to arrive in a particular way, in a particular package. Be open to it arriving exactly as it does and give yourself permission then to accept it, to receive it, to say thank you. And then when you are in a position to be of service to another, being of service to another is not going to make you sick. That will never make you sick, right? Again, you can't screw any of this up. Be the highest versions of yourselves that you possibly can be right now. And if you do physically display the symptoms of the virus, that will not have happened because you were the highest version of yourself or because you helped someone. Okay, we're going to bring this to a close. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in today. John is, John, you want to, oh, John's waving at me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The, Yeah, so Teddy is Teddy is over here participating. The video will be on my timeline as soon as Facebook is doing whatever magic it does with it. I'm also going to upload it to YouTube later on today as well. So I'll send that link out again as well. Thank you all so much. I love you all so much. Goodbye. Mwah.